Kick off our post-qualifying availability with Kurt Busch, driver of the number 78 Furniture Row Chevrolet. Kurt, pretty solid lap out there. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was real happy with our lap. The guys, we tuned it up a little bit from practice, and it's really neat to overlay exactly what we did here in June when we were outside pole, and try to improve on that. And the pace today was just quick. It's just extreme pace that the qualifying simulations were showing us, and we were able to. I shot for a 35:35 for in my mind for a lap time, and ran a 35.347. So I thought it'd be good enough for the pole, but Logano just hit it perfect. And if I had to say where we lost a little bit of speed was maybe my entry to turn 3, just a little conservative, making sure I didn't overdrive it. But to be in position like that, to have shots at poles, and we've been on the outside of the front row, I think, half a dozen times this year. It's really cool to be in position on Fridays and to have that shot at going for the pole, because it's not every week where you're showing up having shots at sitting on the pole. So thanks to the guys and Todd Barrier and everybody that's working hard. I was at the shop all this week, and everybody's pumped up, pushing hard, and we've got 4 races to go to lock ourselves in this chase.
All right, we'll open up for questioning. Just state your name and affiliation. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start with Reed.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Kurt, the 2 front row guys went out 15th and 16th. Were you surprised nobody later in the session was able to challenge?
A little bit surprised, but it comes down to Mother Nature, as close as the game is right now with the cloud cover. And, looking at the way the pole was won here in June, Edwards went out 6th. So he was pretty early in the session. So that's odd. Maybe there's something to going out early here at Michigan. But I think it was more dependent upon cloud cover. And clouds did come back in a little bit towards the end. And then the sun came out, I think, for the final half dozen guys. But that track temperature change between today, it was bouncing around between 112 and 107. That 5 degrees is almost like a tenth per degree. It's pretty wild. That's just because of the speed at this track. 2 miles around where you're full throttle, a little bit can go a long way.
Stan?
Yeah, Stan Creekmore with RPM tonight down in the back here, Kurt. Was there something during practice that put that in your mind that I don't want to go too far over in turn 3?
It was my qualifying run here in June, where I was a little loose getting down in there, and I know that I left some on the table. And so today you go on the other side of the seesaw, and you end up going in there conservative. But I think we really made the car better this time around to sit on the pole, but we ended up with the same result. But it's just neat to be in position to be up front, and we'll start the race from second. We got the lead early on here from Edwards last time we raced, but we just need a nice, consistent, smooth run where there's no trouble throughout the day, and cash in on a good points day.
Bob?
Bob Hocker, Sporting News. I mean, obviously, 203 is pretty wicked fast. Is it a stable 203?
When your car's good, it is very stable. If you ask a guy that qualified on the loose side, maybe 6th place when he ran a 201, he's going to say that he was pretty busy in there. It comes down to the confidence in your team and in the setup that's underneath you. And when you run 203 and you're, kicking yourself a little bit like I am for just going in a little too light, that's just because the car was stable. So 203 is not a problem. And that's what Dave Ferroni, my PR guy, asked. He goes, man, is that the fastest you've ever gone around a track in a stock car, average speed-wise? I said, yeah, unbelievably, at 203, it didn't feel like it. And, 218 in an Indy car around Indy definitely feels like 218. We'd have to go back and check the PI data or the recordings that we have. I would say 212 is what we're seeing for a max corner entry speed, but I can't be for certain.
Wolfgang?
Good. Wolfgang Monzer from Germany Ranchport Press Agency. What's your plan for the race? Will the car unchanged, or you have something in your mind to even improve the car for the race on Sunday?
Tomorrow's practice, the first one is at 9:30 in the morning, which is way too early. The pace, we were even thinking about goofing off and doing a mock qualifying run in the morning, just see how fast we could go. The track is going to have so much grip. So we tried to do a long run today. We got a nice 8-lap run in today, which isn't much, but we were trying to at least go out at the warmest conditions. And then tomorrow we have a checklist of a good 3 items. We need to make our car better in traffic. That's hands down what we have to work on if we're going to perform well in the race. And that's our objective in practice.